Deuteronomy 6 through 8. Israel's religion was certainly one of expected action. So even though we often think of them living by loyalty, loyalty assumes, just by the very concept, that action will follow. In Deuteronomy 6, verses 4 through 9, we hear these action words: hear, love, inscribe, speak, bind, and write. So we're going to just look at 6:4 today, the word to hear. It's known as the Shema. 6 words, this is 6:4 right here, 6 words that have defined an entire religion. Shema is the Hebrew word for hear, which of course involves obey or act upon. So hear, O Israel, it's a vocative use of the word. Yahweh, and a presumed is, and you see the word Elohim there, and this is just the first person plural ending or suffix for our. Yahweh, and here this word, it depends on your version. Some of the older versions go with the word is one. Some of the newer versions, like the new RSV, go with the word alone. All right, so here's how it would sound. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our God, Yahweh is one, or Yahweh alone. The meaning of either one of these is possible, because echad is just the numeral 1 in Hebrew, and so it could stand for this. If that's what it means, it would be something about consistency, that God is his intent always meets his actions. There was in ancient Israel, we think, this view that various manifestations of Yahweh existed in various villages, because again, that's how pagans thought. So this would argue against that Yahweh is one God who always acts the same. However, this reading, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our God, Yahweh alone, that would argue for more of just a straightforward monotheism. Now, we have described, or I mentioned, the idea of a comparable monotheism back at the beginning of Leviticus, where Yahweh is compared to the other gods. But this would, of course, mean Yahweh is our God alone. So it's always helpful. By the way, this is the Jewish Publication Society version that I have here that I'm going to quote from. It's the Jewish Bible, basically. Whenever I taught the Old Testament in college, Bible college, I always required the Jewish Bible because they know their Hebrew, and I found it very helpful. This is what they have as a study note below verse 4, or chapter 6, verse 4. Almost certainly the original focus of this verse was to demand that Israel show exclusive loyalty to our God, Yahweh, but not thereby to deny the existence of other gods. In this way, it assures the same perspective, or it assumes the same perspective of the first commandment of the 10, which prohibits the worship of other gods, yet it presupposes their existence. So the idea of what let's call incomparable monotheism this time still understands that other gods exist, but Yahweh alone deserves our worship. Well, just a couple of ideas in conclusion. This is as close as we come in Judaism to a creed. They are not one as a nation to be given to creeds, but this is as close as it comes. In fact, today even modern Jews, Orthodox Jews, repeat this verse twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. Notice that this is also more a claim than a demand. We're often thinking of, well, the phrase that we get from the New Testament, living by faith. Living by faith. How do we define faith? I like the definition that I heard somewhere along the way, that living by faith means living by what you know to be true in spite of how you feel. And this is what it's asking for. No matter how I feel on a given day, this is how I start my day. And that claim will lead to action. And the last thing I want to bring up is the idea of the gospel. We will wonder, Even as Jesus is asked in the New Testament, what is the greatest command? We'll wonder why he quotes this verse. This isn't a command. Again, this is a claim, not a command. But that's because the gospel itself begins with a claim, correct? So as we continue again our way through that big story of the Old Testament, watch how salvation itself begins with this claim.